Just see when the time comes. What did you make of Turki Al Sheikh's FaceTime? He said he wants a trilogy. What did you make of it?
Турки хотів трилоджі, так, третій бій. Що ти думаєш?
It's one Turkey.
Pardon?
That's what Turkey wants.
Okay.
Oleksandr Usyk has finally broken his silence on why he turned down Tyson Fury's desperate plea for a trilogy fight. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. Usyk made it clear that going for round 3 felt like a waste of time and nothing short of a masterpiece. Let's be real, losing once can be written off as a bad night, but losing twice, months apart, that's not bad luck or a fluke. It's cold, hard reality staring Fury right in the face.
And that was it.
Yeah, Can you come back from this, Tyson?
I don't know. Listen, it's up to the man, and whatever he wants to do. If he's got a...
Usyk has proven he's got what it takes, while Fury, still stuck in denial, is choking on his pride. After all the hype and bravado, Fury didn't just lose once, he got smacked down twice. And yet, he's the one asking for another shot. At this point, it's starting in and out like desperation than determination.
In the UK, what doubted my son? I said, every TV company you want sacking off. Sack them off Monday morning, so they don't know.
Now Fury and his father are out here spinning wild conspiracy theories, grasping at anything to avoid accepting Usyk's dominance. Apparently, acknowledging reality is just too much for Tyson's ego to handle.
Usyk. Well done on tonight.
Started feeling grunts on reality. The man had an unbeaten instead of taking a moment, and Fury didn't even know the rules and a level of confidence that could light up the Vegas Strip. But here's the hard truth. Confidence alone doesn't win fights, especially when you step into the ring expecting your reputation to do the heavy lifting. Oleksandr Usyk, on the other hand, came prepared for war. Not just physically, but mentally. Armed with a razor-sharp game plan, Fury bet everything on his size, and the old moment to process what had happened always wins. Fury stormed out of the ring.
A lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions. But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by it. Not a little bit, actually a lot, but... When you don't get them.
One of Fury's most brilliant decisions was bulking up for the fight. He came in heavier, banking on the idea that sheer mass would be enough to crush Usyk. But physics had other plans. All that extra weight turned Fury into something as mobile as a parked car, and against Usyk, who moved like a boxing ballerina, it was a disaster just waiting to happen.
No. What do you want to tell Usyk right now?
Run, rabbit, run.
Run!
Usyk's footwork was nothing short of a masterpiece, slipping in and out of range, landing clean shots, and owning the ring like he had the deed to it. From the opening bell, he controlled the pace of the fight, forcing Fury to play catch-up. And the stamina? Unreal. While Fury was gasping for air halfway through, Usyk looked like he could go another 10 rounds without breaking a sweat. It wasn't just physical domination, it was mental warfare. Usyk was the chess grandmaster, and Fury didn't even know the rules of the game.
I thought you were going to get it, if I'm honest.
I swear to God, I thought I won it by at least 3 rounds. Boss the fight in front.
That's why the second loss to Usyk and everyone watching could see it. It completely short-circuited Tyson Fury's grasp on reality. Instead of taking a moment to process what had happened, Fury stormed out of the ring like a kid who just had his candy stolen, fight, mumbling about injustice and ring judges. According to Fury, he won the fight by at least 3 rounds. 3 round system, calling the decision a robbery. It's delusion. Fans and analysts were understandably.
God bless. I want my revenge for the robbery last time. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
Fury wasn't just mad at the judges, he took aim at the entire Saudi boxing system, calling the decision a robbery. But let's be real, you can't rob a guy who barely showed up to the fight in the first place. But let's be real, Usyk's no robbing a guy flawless footwork because he left Fury with nowhere to hide. Fury's and everyone watching could see it, except Fury of course. And it didn't stop there. Fury's promoter, a guy who barely showed up to the denial parade in the first place, labeling the scorecards dumbfounding. Because apparently watching your fighter get systematically dismantled except wasn't Fury convincing enough.
24 rounds, listen. Now it's already...
And then Usyk beat Fury twice, wasn't enough, and both Fury started barking about a trilogy. But here's the kicker. It didn't feel like he wanted another fight to settle unfinished labeling his scorecards. It felt like he needed redemption. Like he was begging for a chance to rewrite the story because he couldn't handle how it ended. Fury's confidence, the kind that once made him seem untouchable, looked completely shattered. What came across wasn't determination, it was sheer desperation. Fans and analysts were understandably skeptical. What's the point of a third fight when the first two weren't even close?
Where's Frank? Make it happen.
Mr. Excellency. Your Excellency.
Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk wasn't even entertaining the idea of a trilogy. When asked about it, he shut it down with a simple yet powerful statement. I have nothing left to prove. And he's right. Usyk beat Fury twice, and both victories were decisive.
The winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, still reigning.
Why risk a perfect record just to stroke the ego of someone he's already outclassed? Usyk had bigger ambitions, and a third bout with Fury wasn't one of them. For Usyk, this wasn't about dragging out a rivalry. It was about moving forward, staying focused, and building a legacy that doesn't hinge on pointless rematches.
It was marked up, and he's now having to say, and he actually called it today. He said, Turkey Usyk, let's make the fight.
Usyk's team backed his decision wholeheartedly. They saw no value in revisiting Fury, a fighter the Ukrainian champ had already decisively beaten. Fury, on the other hand, had lost both his unbeaten record and the leverage to demand anything. Usyk's camp made it clear. They were prioritizing meaningful fights and fresh challenges over repetitive matchups that wouldn't add to his already stellar resume. However, lockdowns began. Efficiency was the name of the game for Usyk, and wasting time on Fury simply didn't fit the plan. While Fury clamored for a trilogy, Usyk shifted his focus to new opportunities. Promoters began speculating about potential matchups with top contenders like Daniel Dubois or Joseph Parker, fights that could further solidify Usyk's status as the undisputed heavyweight king. Usyk's refusal to entertain Fury wasn't just about shutting down a rival, it was about prioritizing progress over repetition. Even Eddie Hearn, never one to shy away from commentary, wasted no time weighing in on the situation by saying,
Where does he go from here?
Who?
Tyson Fury.
It's only one fight, but there's no point me. It's not the time to start calling the fight out. You don't know what Fury's going to do. Maybe he doesn't want to fight again. The one thing I will say is, Fury performed well. You know, it's not like he's a finished fighter, his timing was off, his punch resistance has gone.
Speaking to DAZN, Eddie Hearn called Fury's loss a pivotal moment in his career, which, in promoter speak, translates to, things are looking grim, mate. But Hearn wasn't just rubbing salt in the wound, he was already hyping up a potential Fury versus Anthony Joshua clash, because of course he was. Hearn noted that while Fury didn't completely bomb in the rematch, he wasn't himself either. His timing was off and his punch resistance looked diminished. A polite way of admitting Fury was outclassed by a better fighter yet again. Hearn suggested that Fury might need to rethink his approach if he wants to stay relevant in the sport. But let's be honest, Hearn's main priority here was setting the stage for his next big payday. Carl Froch, on the other hand, didn't bother with pleasantries. Known for his brutally honest takes, Froch ripped into Fury's performance, calling out his lack of aggression, something that's typically Fury's trademark.
Daniel Dubois jumped in the ring and said, let's get this fight on. I think he was told by Bricktop to do that. Jump in there, make a bit of noise. So
Fury had some moments of success, but he didn't seem to believe in them enough to capitalize, Froch said, essentially boxing speak for he froze. Froch also pointed out that Fury seemed to be waiting for a miracle punch that never came, as if Usyk was just going to stand still and let it happen. He even hinted that retirement might be on the table for Fury. He's wealthy, he's accomplished, but once that fire's gone, it's hard to keep going. Translation: if you're just here for the paycheck, it might be time to hang up the gloves. Meanwhile, Johnny Nelson, another no-nonsense analyst, shifted his focus to praising Usyk's brilliance. He broke down Fury's long list of missteps, while emphasizing how Usyk's precision and strategy completely neutralized Fury's usual advantages.
Scorecards, but the right man won. I think Tyson Fury was constantly having to react instead of be the one that's activating the shots. and the right man won.
Johnny Nelson highlighted how Usyk seized control right from the opening bell, forcing Fury into a reactive stance. Fury was constantly reacting instead of initiating, Nelson says, a diplomatic way of pointing out that Fury looked completely out of his depth. Nelson also noted Fury's hesitation in the ring, describing it as glaring, as he was second-guessing himself at every turn. Whether it was the pressure of the rematch or the lingering sting of the first loss, Fury just couldn't seem to get out of his own way.
Just to be clear. Why don't you shut up? But just to be clear about listen, video boy. No, but the contract.
And then there was the public reaction. Let's just say it wasn't kind. Social media exploded with hashtags like Usyk Masterclass and Usyk Masterclass. Fans were quick to crown Usyk as a surgeon in the ring and almost complete heavyweight of the generation. One fan tweeted while another quipped, he should focus less on excuses and more on adjustments. The consensus, Usyk is levels above Fury right now and everyone seems to know it, except perhaps Fury himself.